Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to the commentary. It's your boy Anye Elite, and today I want to talk about a new Gallup poll that shows that support for LGBTQ rights is slipping from recent highs. And before anybody tries to dress that up as just one clear poll, let's be clear. This is not just a numbers story. This is a warning.
IconCityNews.com. IconCityNews.com.
Yes, Lord.
A new Gallup poll shows that support for LGBTQ rights is slipping from recent highs. Support for legal same-sex marriage is still a majority position in this country, but the number has dropped. Gallup now puts support at 65%. That is down from 71% in 2022 and 2023. And the share of Americans who say gay and lesbian relationships are morally acceptable has also fallen, now at 62%, down from 71% in 2022. And so, of course, that doesn't automatically mean that LGBTQ people have lost the country, but it does mean that the ground is moving. And when the ground moves under marginalized people, the correct response is not denial. It is attention. And most importantly, it is organizing, because rights do not usually disappear all at once. And so first, the public gets tired of advocating for the least among us, or advocating for themselves in many cases. And then the politicians, sniff out that weakness and they get bold. And then after that, institutions get quiet. Funding gets harder to find. And then the people who told you they were allies start asking, maybe if everybody should just lower the temperature. And by the time folks realize that the temperature was never the problem, the fire is already at the door. And so, we got to get into the hard truth. LGBTQ support is slipping, and that should alarm anyone who thought that pride flags, corporate sponsorships, and a few good Supreme Court decisions meant that the work was finished. It is not finished. It was never finished. And frankly, some of us have been trying to tell you that a rainbow logo is not infrastructure. I'm somebody's. Anyway, let's get into what the Gallup poll is actually telling us, though. 3 numbers matter tonight. Number 1, support for same-sex marriage is now 65%. Again, that is still a majority, but it is down from the record high level of 71% that Gallup recorded in 2022 and 2023. Number 2, moral acceptance is falling too. Gallup found 62% of Americans now say gay and lesbian relationships are morally acceptable. That is down from 71% in 2022. And number 3, the partisan split is not subtle. According to Associated Press's on the Gallup findings, only 37% of Republicans now say same-sex marriage should be legally valid, while 35% say gay and lesbian relationships are morally acceptable. Now, Democratic and independent views have remained more stable, so I don't want to pretend like, this is just America waking up one day with a different opinion. But this is backlash, this is political, and the anti-LGBTQ machine is doing exactly what it is built to do: make queer people feel debatable again. So here are the 3 takeaways. A majority support is not the same as safety. A majority can support your rights and still fail to defend your life. Second, acceptance is not infrastructure. A warm feeling, friends showing up at the Pride to wave some flags or showing up to drag brunch does not fund HIV prevention. It doesn't, unless organized specifically around that. It doesn't necessarily protect trans kids, and it does not pay queer journalists. We still need to focus on keeping community centers open and having schools be brave in the face of this most recent iteration of the culture war. And third, grassroots power has to rise when public support softens. And so that means queer media, of course, local pride events, independent organizers, and happy Pride, y'all. I love Pride. And so we can have another conversation about the commodification of Pride. But we need people out here in community health work, Black and brown LGBTQ leadership, And, the type of people that show up before the cameras arrive and stay after they leave. Because yes, corporate pride may continue in some places. The floats may still roll. The cocktails may still pour. The emails may even still say Happy Pride Month from all of us here at whatever corporation incorporated. But corporate pride is not community power. Community power is the meeting after the march. It is the local organizer who gets the permit. It is the volunteer who checks on the elders. And it is the journalist who covers the story before tragedy. I think that is why this poll matters. Not because 65% is the end of the world, but because 65% is a reminder that rights without organized power are vulnerable. Feelings shift. Funding changes, institutions fold, and when the political climate gets colder, marginalized people learn very quickly who built a real furnace and who just painted flames on the wall. And that is where we begin tonight. After the break, we are staying with the bigger picture because this is not just about one poll. It is about what happens when public opinion, policy funding, and culture all start moving at once. Later in the show, we are going to Philadelphia, where pride, history, LGBTQ visibility, and the fight for civic recognition are all colliding in real time. We will also look at housing because while politicians love to talk about affordability, the actual question is who gets to stay and who gets pushed out, and who gets protected when budgets get tight. And after that, we're going to head south and west from Atlanta to Sacramento to Southern California, where the housing crisis keeps showing up in different outfits. Tax districts, homelessness, home buyer assistance, federal funding rights, and communities being asked to survive systems that were not built with them in mind. So yes, tonight we are starting with talking about LGBTQ rights, but we are also talking about power. Who has it, who is losing it, and who is pretending not to see it. And what we are going to build before the next alarm goes off. Because the poll is not the end of the story. It is the smoke alarm. And the question now is whether we organize before the fire reaches the house. You're watching The Commentary with Anye Elite on Icon City News. We'll be right back.